This video covers a mobile station with software version 3.1.12. You find that by hitting Shift and then the wrench here in the square. Then you hit the button next to MS2 information, and here you see the version number. So the functionality shown in this video might work on newer versions than this, but may not work on older. Hello and welcome to Model Train Fun. Today we're going to look at how we can make the wing of a semaphore signal bounce. In this particular tutorial, I'm actually going to look at the newest generation of signals, semaphore signals. So I have here a 70394. However, the tutorial will also work for 70393, 70413, 70414. But in addition to that, it will also work with the generation older than this. So the 70391, 70392, and 70411 and 70412. You can do the same thing. Okay. Please take care when you program signals. You could by accident make it inoperable or make it behave very strangely. However, you can always reset it. When programming using the Mobile Station 2, do remember it has to be the only item on the track. No other locomotive signals or other accessories like turnout should be on the track, as then they may actually receive the same programming information. So keep it isolated. If we look at the semaphore signal as it is when delivered, when you change the settings between red and green, it will basically just do a straight movement like this. However, it is capable of bouncing. In order to figure out how to do that, we look at the manual. So if we have the manual here, we can go in and there's a section here called Programming with the MS2. You can do the same thing with the central station. I'll illustrate that afterwards. So basically what it says is you need to create a locomotive that has the same address as the signal, and then you can go ahead and use the program CV. And then you can change additional values. So you can change the address here. You can also change, if you see number 39 here, that changes the movement of the wing. So you see the default value here is 0. You see that because it says parentheses 0, so that is the default value. But we can also change the movement to be medium fast speed or fast movement. So the default is the slow movement at the top. But as you see, there's additional movement, medium fast movement with bouncing, fast movement with bouncing. So there's additional settings we can do here. This particular signal I have here only has one arm. However, if you have two arms on the signal, then actually there's additional ones where you can choose between arm 1 and arm 2 as well. So let's try it out. So the first thing we do is we grab our mobile station. Here we have the accessories, so we go to the locomotives. We find an empty spot, there's one here, and then we create a new locomotive, so we use Shift Locomotive, and then we are gonna enter one manually. I'm just gonna make it MM2 programmable. The address of my signal is actually address 1, so we just choose the same address for the locomotive here. Don't care about the name, don't care about the symbol, I'll just make a symbol. So now we have our locomotive here, ABC, with default settings. However, I can use it to program the signal. In order to do that, I hit Shift Locomotive, so I get into Configure Locomotive. You see the second menu item here is Program CV, so I go into that one. It asks for a CV address. Let's go back and look at the manual. So in the manual we have, we see here I want to change it to one of the bouncing movement. Let me choose the medium fast movement with bouncing, which is value 3. It says over here in the first column what the address is. It's address 39. Okay, so we need to enter 39 with value 3. Remember how you can change the address here. You can use plus and minus to jump, but you can also hit Shift and knob, and then you can move faster. So I needed 39. Oh, 60, that's too far. 41, that's close. Here's 39. Okay, I need 39. And I needed to enter a tree, so I use the plus here to get to a tree. I'm going to do the check mark here, so the validation, I'm going to hit that, but I'm going to do that off camera so we can watch the signal and see what's happening. If you look at the signal now, yeah, it looks like the red light is flickering. That's actually due to the video, so in real life it's not. However, I'm going to hit the check mark now, and you saw it went off. You see on the mobile station, it kind of goes blank for a little while, and then it comes back. When it comes back, it's actually been programmed, and the light would actually have blinked another time. So we can go out of the menu, and we can hit the turnout here, and now we can try and change it again and see if it had any effect. So I'm going to put it in green, and I'm going to put it in red. Yeah, I don't know why, but not every time I do it, it seems to have an effect. Let's try again. Let's do shift, program CV, it's 39, but I'm gonna put it for 4 now. I always seems to, if I put it directly in 3, it doesn't work. So let me accept this value. It goes blank. It's programming the signal. Okay, and now we go back out. Cool, and we try again. I go green now, and you see it bounces, and it bounces again when I go red. However, I do like value 3. I don't know why. I always seem to have to put in 4 first and then 3. So I'm going to try again here. So 39, and I want to put in 3, and I accept this. It programs again. We wait patiently, and now we can change the signal again. And this is actually how I like it. It's called medium fast speed with bouncing. Just to look at what other values you could change in here. You could also change the light here. So you could turn the light off if you don't like that, or you can dim it or enhance it. So you can change the brightness. That's in CV40. If the arm or arms are not like how you like them, you can also change the values in CV41 and 42 to make them look nicer. However, I like this signal just as it is. Now let me show you how easy it is to change the same setting on the central station tree. I'm gonna start with the latest generation of semaphore signals that has a built-in MFX decoder. So the first part here is for 70393, 70394, 70413, and 70414. So here I have my central station with my little layout. The first thing I need to do is to go out of stop mode, and then I can actually access and programming the signal. I will pull down on the tab here at the top. I will go to edit article list, and in order to find the particular signal I want, I will first filter here for all the signals, and as you can see, here's my signal. When I change it here, you see there's no bouncing, and this is what we want to change. When I have the signal selected, you see it's blue. I can go in the lower right hand corner where there's a triangle down here. I can click on this one. The first tab that comes up here, I can actually test the signal, and you see it moves. On the second tab, which is the configuration, this is actually the configuration of the signal. So what the central station tree will do is it will read in the information from the MFX decoder. It will usually do this first time. The second time you come in here, it's already read. So what you have here is 2 sections. The first one with the fundamental decoder information, and the second one with the configuration. We are interested in the configuration. We click on the triangle, and as you see, this third name here is the motion pattern. Currently it's set for normal. All we have to do is go in and change this, and then change it till normal plus, I guess it's looping. I suppose that's German for bouncing. So let's choose this one here, and when we go back to the setup here, you can see it has already changed how the signal works, and it is actually as we like. Other configuration parameters that could be interesting in here is the LED that's down here. It's currently set to 8, so that's a brightness. 0 means the light is off. And if you go 1 through 15, that's actually how bright it is, with 15 being 100%. Cool. Now, what do you do if you have a non-MFX semaphore signal? So if you have the 70391, 70392, 70411, or the 70412, well, it's actually still easy in the central station tree, but you have to enter the information yourself. So basically what the MFX does is it gives you the ability to automatically enter information. So let me just make an imaginary signal here. I go down and I select this as a semaphore signal. Remember, if this wasn't immediately available, you click semaphores, and then you can click the semaphore signal you want. So in this case, it's just the one that has red and green. In the same way as before, when this is selected, I can go in the lower right-hand corner, I can click on the triangle. On this page, I will be able to test the signal. If I go to the configuration page, here I actually get all my CV values. Now what is important with the non-MFX one is it cannot be on the layout, it must be on the programming track. So you have to do this before you install it on your layout. So when you have it on the programming track, the idea is you change the values in this table, and then you click on this button here saying program, and then you can program it. So do remember from the manual, it was CV address 39 where I wanted to add a tree. So if you look at this one here, there's some pre-populated ones. It doesn't say anything interesting. What you can do is you can click CV added. I added one here, and now you saw there's a new one here, number 7. What I want to do is I actually want to change this address to 39. So I go and change this because it was 39 I wanted to change. Now I can go and change the values. You can delete all the other ones here because you really don't need them, right? So if I delete all of these, you can enter every one from the table in the manual if you want. Now I'm just going to show illustrated for 39. So when I have 39, I can go and click here on the target. I can click on the plus till I hit 3, and this is actually the value I want in here. So now you see it says CV number, it says 39, and it says what do I want to change it to. It believes it's 0 now, and you want to change it to 3, and now I can hit program. And when I hit program, it will relay that value to the decoder, and I can hit the check mark. The other thing you can do is there are actually built-in templates. So you can go up here under load, and here you got the templates for the signals. So if you scroll around, you'll find the 7.0 and then the form signale. You can use this one as well. You can click on it, you hit OK, and now it's actually preloaded with the information, or let's say the CVs that are interesting for you. So again, I scroll down, I can find 39. Unfortunately, it says it in German now. I can again click on the number. I can change the value to 3. And then I can hit program again. Now it will actually relay all of the numbers in there if you want to. If you hit the X, it will only relay the changed values. And as before, it needs to be on the programming track. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, and please do consider subscribing to the channel. Enjoy!